In a time where royal marriages were often mere political tools, King George III and Queen Charlotte's union became a rare and profound exception. Their story begins with a marriage that was not expected to flourish, yet it transformed into one of the most enduring relationships in British royal history. It was a bond forged not just out of duty, but out of genuine respect and affection, something that resonated deeply during an era where such connections were hard to come by. Imagine a young King George III, only 22 years old, ascending to the throne of Great Britain. He was faced with an unstable kingdom, dealing with political and financial turmoil, and needing a queen to help him solidify his reign. Enter Charlotte, a German princess, unknown to the king until the moment of their arranged marriage. Their wedding in 1761 was a strategic move, one orchestrated to secure an alliance with Mecklenburg-Strelitz, a small German duchy. But despite the circumstances, their marriage blossomed into something remarkable. At the outset, there was no grand romantic gesture, no love at first sight. But over time, as they navigated the complexities of royal life, the two began to develop a deep affection for one another. King George, known for his sincere and sometimes stubborn nature, found in Charlotte not just a wife, but a partner who would stand by him through thick and thin. Charlotte, on the other hand, saw in George a man who was not only her husband, but the ruler of an empire, and she embraced her role as queen with a sense of duty and dignity. Their partnership wasn't perfect, but it was enduring. King George's intense commitment to his duties often left him little time for personal matters, yet Charlotte's steady presence provided him with the stability he needed. She was his confidant, his support during the most trying times of his reign. Her intelligence and strength were assets that were not only appreciated in her own time, but are still revered today. Together, they faced political crises, including the loss of America's colonies and the challenges posed by the Napoleonic Wars. And yet, through it all, their marriage remained an anchor in the storm. While many royal marriages of the era were marked by the strict expectations of duty and ceremonial appearances, George and Charlotte's relationship was different. Their union was defined by a shared commitment to their country and a mutual respect for each other's strengths. It was this very respect that allowed their marriage to endure through personal trials, including the king's health struggles. Despite his bouts of mental illness, which would later be diagnosed as porphyria, Queen Charlotte never wavered in her devotion to him. Her loyalty was unwavering, and she stood by him in ways that transcended the typical duties of a queen. One of the most remarkable aspects of their relationship was their devotion to their family. The couple had 15 children together, and Charlotte took a hands-on approach to their upbringing. This was rare for royal families of the time, where many children were raised by nurses and tutors, but Charlotte believed in the importance of being an active mother. She ensured that her children were raised with a strong sense of duty and a deep respect for the monarchy, shaping the next generation of British royalty. Their love story was not without its difficulties. King George's mental health struggles became more frequent and more intense as the years wore on. These episodes of illness, which became a matter of public concern, placed a strain on their marriage. But Charlotte never gave up on George. In fact, during the most difficult periods, she became the anchor for the entire family. When George was unable to govern due to his health, Charlotte took on a more prominent role behind the scenes, making decisions and offering advice. She was the steady hand that guided the monarchy through turbulent waters. Their marriage was also a reflection of the changing times. In an era where monarchs were expected to be untouchable, Charlotte and George's personal connection humanized the monarchy. They were not just symbols of royal power. They were a couple navigating the challenges of royal life, facing the pressures of leadership, and building a family together. Their marriage became a symbol of stability for the nation, one that the British public could look to during times of uncertainty. The affection between George and Charlotte grew stronger with time. Their bond was more than just that of a king and queen. It was one of true partnership. Charlotte's devotion to her husband was not just an act of duty, it was a testament to the depth of her love for him. Her support during his most difficult moments, especially when his mental health issues began to take their toll, showed the strength of their connection. And as the years passed, their affection for each other only deepened. The legacy of King George and Queen Charlotte is not just defined by their royal titles, but by the lasting impact of their partnership. Their marriage helped to stabilize the British monarchy during a time of immense political and social change. They were a team, two individuals who found common ground amidst the challenges they faced. Their shared devotion to each other, their family, and their country created a legacy that would resonate for generations to come. As we look back on their union, we can see that their marriage was built on a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and dedication. While many royal marriages were mere political arrangements, George and Charlotte's relationship was something far more meaningful. It was a love story that transcended the traditional confines of duty, and it laid the groundwork for the future of the British royal family. Even after Queen Charlotte's death in 1818, King George III continued to honor her memory. His grief at her passing was profound, and it was clear that she had been more than just his wife. She had been his partner in every sense of the word. Their marriage, though not without its struggles, was a testament to the power of love and loyalty, and it continues to inspire those who study the history of the British monarchy. If you're fascinated by the enduring love story of King George III and Queen Charlotte, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more captivating royal stories. Their story also sheds light on the importance of emotional support within the royal family. While much of the world saw only the public faces of George and Charlotte, their private moments together were ones of deep connection. They leaned on each other through times of personal and political hardship, creating a partnership that was both rare and remarkable in its devotion and strength. As we continue to explore their story, we'll uncover more about the way their marriage shaped the royal family and the legacy they left behind. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the life and times of this remarkable royal couple. As King George III and Queen Charlotte's marriage evolved, it became clear that their bond wasn't just about royal duties, it was about genuine partnership. Their love story was unique, transcending the boundaries of their political roles and the expectations of royalty. Queen Charlotte's strength was evident in her ability to support George during his most difficult times, particularly when his mental health began to deteriorate. Yet, even in the face of this struggle, their love never wavered. George's battle with his mental health, likely caused by a genetic disorder, began in the late 1780s and worsened over the years. It was a heavy burden for both him and Charlotte, as his episodes of illness, which caused him to lose his sense of reality, placed enormous strain on their family. Queen Charlotte, ever the supportive wife, stood by him, offering both emotional and practical support. Her resilience during these trying years became a testament to her deep devotion. She was not just his queen, but also his emotional anchor, a steady presence that helped George navigate his darkest moments. The queen's devotion to her husband was not just ceremonial. She took on more responsibilities as his health declined. When George became unable to govern, Charlotte stepped in, supporting him with advice and decision-making, always acting with the best interests of the monarchy in mind. Despite her own personal grief, Charlotte remained steadfast in her royal duties, ensuring that Britain remained stable during a tumultuous period. Her actions during this time were pivotal in maintaining the monarchy's credibility, even when George was unable to fulfill his royal duties. Their bond was evident in the way they communicated with each other. Letters exchanged between the two revealed a partnership that was rooted in love and mutual respect. Despite the pressures of royal life, they found comfort in each other's company. Charlotte's letters often expressed her concern for George's well-being, and George, in turn, valued Charlotte's wisdom and counsel. Their communication was intimate and sincere, a rare glimpse into the private lives of a royal couple whose public personas were so carefully crafted. The couple's relationship also had a profound impact on their children. King George III and Queen Charlotte were deeply involved in the upbringing of their 15 children. They were hands-on parents, a rarity in royal circles, where children were often raised by nannies and tutors. Charlotte's commitment to her children was unparalleled. She wanted them to grow up understanding the importance of duty, not just as royals, but as individuals who could contribute meaningfully to the kingdom. Her parenting style was one of love, structure, and discipline, setting the foundation for future generations of the royal family. Their dedication to their children was also reflected in the way they approached family life. Despite their royal status and the demands of their position, George and Charlotte ensured that their family had a sense of normalcy. They celebrated birthdays, holidays, and personal milestones with the same fervor as any other family. These private moments, often kept hidden from the public eye, allowed George and Charlotte to cultivate an environment of love and warmth, away from the pressures of the monarchy. Yet despite their devotion to each other and their family, the challenges of royal life never truly ceased. The loss of the American colonies, the Napoleonic Wars, and the constant political upheavals across Europe made their reign one of constant pressure. Still, George and Charlotte weathered these storms together. Their relationship, forged in the fires of political conflict, was not just a symbol of monarchy, but also a beacon of resilience. Even when George's health issues made it difficult for him to rule, Charlotte's steadfast presence ensured that the monarchy remained intact. Their legacy is not just one of political stability, but also one of emotional resilience. Their love story defied the expectations of a royal marriage. In an era where such unions were often seen as mere political tools, George and Charlotte's marriage was a rare exception, an example of how love and duty could coexist harmoniously. It was a love story that transcended the formalities of royalty and showcased the human side of a couple whose partnership was built on mutual respect and affection. Queen Charlotte's passing in 1818 marked the end of an era for King George. The king, deeply affected by her death, continued to honor her memory until his own passing in 1820. The years without Charlotte were difficult for George, who struggled with both his health and the absence of his beloved wife. Their relationship, which had been a constant source of strength for him, was now a cherished memory. As we reflect on the marriage of King George III and Queen Charlotte, we realize that their love story is much more than just a royal fairy tale. It is a story of loyalty, devotion, and the power of partnership in the face of adversity. Their marriage was a symbol of the strength that can be found in unity, an enduring legacy that has influenced not only the British royal family, but also the broader history of the monarchy. In the end, their story is one of human connection, proving that even within the rigid confines of royalty, love can flourish. King George and Queen Charlotte's enduring marriage stands as a reminder that no matter the pressures of the world around us, true partnership can help us navigate even the most difficult times. Their love, built on respect and devotion, has left a lasting legacy, one that continues to inspire generations. If you've enjoyed hearing about the incredible love story of King George III and Queen Charlotte, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world to us.